Yeah, good morning, everybody. Today is a new day. I would like to introduce to you a poem called You Are Lost, written by Isack Mruma. I will first start by reciting this poem, so make sure you pay attention upon what I'm going to speak. Persona says to you, Dada, it is the days that matter, for we are an empty chat in the language we had. When I look at you and see my pale sleep in your eyes, I feel empty and sad. Your grand sister is to me the measure of the heat of the dove in my pocket. Never a passion school, to you I am now a tool, and all my wages now the fare. I lied on your throbbing kisses. Is to you I accuse, because your love is lost, and you only touch me with the tenderness that asks where my wallet is. It is to you, Dada, that my pain tear the pad, for I only see your love focus on my pulse. With your passions chasing my bank account. This poem written by Isack Mruma intentionally to critically or satirize women, especially these modern girls whom fall in love with boys in order to get money, but they do not have a true love. Outside, they show that they love so much their boyfriend and the one whom they are dating, but inwardly they are not true. They are only focused on money. That's why when a man has money, then he will be loved so much by his girlfriend. But when he goes bankrupt, you will find that woman running away. That is indicating that that girl is following a man because is having money. Without money, that's to say no love. So Isack Mruma decided to write this poem using a nature of language that is sweet, that a persona is complaining to his woman who the love is lost. Persona tried to explain to us that at the beginning they used to have a certain language that they used to chat with. Even if you remember yourself where you introduce the first love, there are some words that you call each other: my love, my honey, and my everyone, my heart code. All those words are there at the beginning, but when time goes, things change, where people decide to crash and enter into conflict among themselves. And he has used a word Dada to mean sister. But sister whom he is referring to here in this poem, Isack Mruma do not refer a biological sister. Do not refer to a biological sister, but has referred to any woman or a girl who is in a relationship with someone. And that we do not refer to a sister or to someone who has a called to be a wife. No, we are talking about someone whom they are dating intimately, especially a girlfriend whom is not yet married, is what is referring to. So that's the fact that this poem has got 6 stanzas. When you are analyzing this poem, there are 6 stanzas, and the tone of this poem is sad and mood is lamenting. I mean, the tone is sad and lamenting. When you talk about mood is unhappy, and sometimes we may talk about lamenting. It's a mood, because when you talk about mood, you refer to an atmosphere, feelings of a reader. And tone is the attitude of a poet toward the subject matter, and mood, you are referring to atmosphere, feelings. How we readers feel after reading this poem is referred to as mood. So when we talk about tone of this poem, is sad and very lamenting, and the mood is unhappy, or you talk about angry. If someone asks you to discuss about the type of this poem is a modern poem, but it's a modern poem that falls on the category of lyric poem, falls on the category of lyric poem. Why I have said it's a modern poem? It's a modern poem because it has not a poet has not followed the rules of writing poems. For example, there is a variation in number when you look and the length of verses in each stanza. There are stanzas that has got some few words compared to others. That's to prove that this poem is a modern poem. Now let's try to talk about a persona. Who is a persona in this poem, and how do you know? Because there are some people who are analyzing persona to the perspective that is only a man. You have to tell us, how do you know? But for actually in this poem, the persona is a man, is true, but this can be revealed when he complained that the woman love to him is only focused on his money. Because he is referring to a woman, simply so you understand that the one who is speaking is the man. That's how you measure. Now let's try to comment on the language used, especially figures of speech. The language used here is simple, understandable, and focused forward. It presents ideas that when you read this poem, you will understand it seriously. It's not difficult. But this poem has used, the poet has used different figures of speech in his poem. For example, a man has used barbarism. When someone asks you to define barbarism, barbarism is just a literary technique that a writer uses to mix two language, in this. Barbarism sometimes may be defined as code mixing. It's code mixing. So here we can see there is a use of the word dada. To you dada can be seen in first stanza in verse 1, where a persona say to you dada. The word dada there is used purposely to mean barbarism. And if not enough, the last stanza, the sixth stanza, in verse 1, there is also barbarism of the word dada. It is to you dada. That is to say, dada there is used specifically as barbarism. I'm sure we are making together, we are making all right. And if you are moving to me, you will understand this, what I'm saying. The second figure of speech is personification. When you ask you to define personification, is a figure of speech in which non-living thing is given an attribute to articulate or to perform an action like a human being. Example, when you say mountain rises majestically, that's mountain has given the ability to rise majestically. While we know that human being is the only one who may rise majestically. So when you say mountain is rising majestically, that is to say you have given mountain to act like a human being. In this poem, there is a stanza. When you look, you open your poem, you may go to, when you look. There is a place written, the tenderness that asks where my wallet is. With your passion chasing my bank account. That is the last stanza. There is a stanza number 5, and the verse number 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the verse number 4. There is a verse written with the tenderness that asks where my wallet is. Actually, tenderness has given the ability to ask. And the ability, something that has given ability to ask, or has the ability to ask the only human being. For now, the tenderness has been given to ask a question where my wallet is. If not enough, you may go also in stanza number 6, verse number 5 and 6 there, with your passions chasing my bank account. That's actually, passions cannot chase bank account. So this what we call personifications. Actually is personification. Also we have exaggerations. Exaggerations. There is the use of exaggerations. Or sometimes we may use the use of hyperbole. Hyperbole has been used. Hyperbole refers to the exaggeration of the fact that you are speaking beyond of something that you require to mean. For example, in the actual sense, when someone asks you, I will tell you, I invited billions of people in my birthday or in my birthday. It's actually impossible. No one can invite billions of people in their birthday. So that is say a man has exaggerated. In this poem, there is also the use of exaggerations. Exaggerations. There is the use of exaggerations. When you open the poem, stanza number 2, verse number 1 and 2, there is a persona says, when I look at you and see my pay slip in your eyes. My listener, my brother or sister, may you think together. Do you think you may see a pay slip in someone's eyes? So that is actually not true. It's impossible to mean that someone may see a pay slip in someone's eyes. So that is to say, a persona has exaggerated to mean that has got a message that only this woman is looking for money and not something else. Only this person is looking for money and not something else. Money is the only thing that a woman is looking for. Another is metaphor. When someone asks you about metaphor is a figure of speech in which two or more things are compared without using conjunction. For example, in the actual sense, when I say Juma is a lion, that is to say, Juma is compared to lion without using conjunction like as or like. Example, in this poem, when you open, let's look together. You open stanza number 4. There is word written, to you am now a true. To you am now a true. That is to say, a man is comparing his girlfriend as a tool. I mean, a girlfriend is comparing a man as a tool, or something like ATM machine where people go to withdraw money. The fact is not true. The fact is not true. If there is love, there is no need to create someone as a tool. So the fact is, there is the use of metaphor over there. When someone tell you that to you am now a true, meaning that there is worthless. You consider me as worth, something worse. There is no true love over there. So let's see metaphor. And also there is the use of symbol there. There is the use of imagery there in the poem. You may continue scrutinizing yourself and get something that is so good. And also may we comment together about the relevance of the poem or today's society. How is reflected to this poem? When you read this poem, You Are Lost by Isack Mruma, one may comment that a poem is 100% relevant because even in our today's society, love is there, focus on money. Love is there to bought, is something that you can be bought. If you do not have money, you can go to some girls whom they are selling off their body and they are calling themselves as gold digger or prostitute. They are selling off their body. And if you have 2,000 shilling and you have 100 shilling, you may purchase them. So they are free even to date a man with any age, regardless if he's old or a young boy. So they are going there. Only they focus on money. It's a challenge. And if not enough, also, most of some girls today wish to marry men, even who are wealthier always. Girls are looking for only men who are so wealthier, and they not focus more about love. Only if you have salary or you have money is where you are going to acquire that girl. So this poem is to reflect onto this society. And if at some point in your life you happen to have money, then you have a dozen of girls around you kissing, hugging and chasing for your money. But the moment you run bankrupt, you lose all your girls altogether. This is a fact. If maybe you have money nowadays and you move everywhere, all girls will be calling your names, and they will call you by sweet names. They calling you honey. They calling you by your names. They could start nicknaming you simply because you have money. And say they will coming to you and hug you. Sometimes they will kiss you and everything. They will chase you everywhere you go because you have money. But the moment you go bankrupt is where you will see their true color. They will be running away and they will not follow you upon. So that's it, to evidence or to eventify that there is no money, no love. And if not enough also, the issue of hypocrisy in love, betrayal in love, are commercial sex. And commercial sex are common phenomena in our society. That's true. Hypocrisy, I one day said that when you talk about hypocrisy, you talk about someone is pretending to be your friend. In fact, not. There are a lot of people who are trying to pretend that they are your friends, but actually not. Especially in love affairs, either they are having a multi commercial sexes. But they are pretending to you that they love you so much, that simply there is no true love or that. So, upon this, I can call and advise young ladies and young boys that make sure you be in love, and your love is so true. Stop pretending. Yeah, stop pretending. So we end up today discussing the issue of this poem, and next time I will be with you based on thematic analysis and message of this poem. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to this content, and this channel is ours, so make sure you subscribe in order to be latest get this news from this poem. My name is teacher Stephanie Mbuba. I'll be with you always. All together, goodbye.